Hello, everyone. Welcome to Code Black Facts. Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome, any newcomers. And if you are not new, welcome back. So, I want to be quick. I want to talk about this post that you guys see on the screen. Someone made of Serena, and they did a side by side with Serena from like an old picture and then some horrible picture that she took, I believe maybe a year ago. I can't remember. But I want to talk about this because I think it's very interesting. If you use logic and common sense, and I do know that common sense isn't common anymore, but if you use logic and common sense and just facts, you just see that this post is just not true. It's not real. It's not reality. And what I find with a lot of people online is that they don't live in reality. See, what we have is we have a bunch of people who get online and they say things that they think people want to hear. They post things that they think people want to see. And then they try to do it like in a clever way. But then, like, once you break it down and, you just straight up use logic and common sense in some aspects, you begin to see that it's just silly. All right. So let me go ahead and get started. So the obsession and fixation on this black woman who is minding her business is unreal. Look at the post and comment below if you see the logic in this post or if you're like me and you do not see the logic. All right. As black people, many of us fail to realize that non-black groups are nothing like us. Nothing. Other groups don't play that when it comes to a black person or black people trying to ingratiate themselves into their groups. White, Asian, Arab, Hispanic, and whatever other group will quickly remind a black person or black people who they are and where they come from, even if they are half, right? So if it's half black, half black with white, half black with whatever, they're going to remind you that you ain't that. You ain't them. Like, you're not that. Okay. They have no problem giving you a wake up call and reminding you because they simply just don't play that. Only in black society do we accept anyone and everyone. Anybody can say that they are black, no matter how far back in the bloodline that they have to go for that one drop. We will still accept them in the fold, which is sad, very sad, in my opinion. All they have to do is, quote unquote, act black, whatever that means. And for some of us, we kind of do know what that means. Or they have to have what is called a so-called black characteristics or have that black aesthetic, the physical stuff that many like about black people, the booties, the hips, the thighs, things like that. For men, it's the so-called, big penis or whatever, which, that's a whole nother story. But anyways, the problem with all of that is that this only works in black society, and we think that other groups think the same or do the same, and they don't. This post is a prime example of how followers will follow and fail to use both logic and common sense. The fact of the matter is that no black person or half black person on earth can become white, no matter who they are, no matter who they're married to, no matter who they're dating, sleeping with, who they have children with. It doesn't matter. It's not possible. There are examples of many black men and women who has tried to ingratiate themselves into white society, but have not been successful in doing so. But it's common because this is the thing. There are many who disregard the fact that when people try to be something that they are not, it never works out. In this video, I'm going to break down how silly this post is and the mindset behind it, simply using logic and straight up facts, things that people just don't know how to do anymore. Okay, so I want to break it down line by line. So the first line says Serena Williams married a white man. Okay, that's the first line. So I want to break that down, and we'll go from there. So this is the thing. Serena married a white man just like many black men who are in her same economic status are married to non-black women. Because this was the first line in the post, this means that this is the biggest sore, pain, and hurt that this person, along with many others, are suffering from. It's kind of like the ingredients on a box of food. The first ingredient is the most potent, right? So it's the same for this. That was the first line. So the first line is that's the biggest sore, that's the biggest hurt, that's the biggest pain, right? And the problem that they have with Serena is not that she is a bad person doing bad things or speaking poorly of black men or black women for that matter. The problem is that she is married to a white man. And my issue is that if that's a problem for her, then it should be a problem for any other black person who is married to a non-black person, whether that be a black woman or a black man. And that's the issue that I have, because it's like, Serena is constantly getting backlash from mostly black men based off of who she's married to. And that same backlash is not giving to all these many other black men in her same economic field. The same is not done to them. And that's the issue. Like, I could see if she was out here speaking poorly. I could see if she was out here, saying things that are, kind of, putting black people down, or, undermining black men, women, things like that. But that's not what she's doing. This woman is literally minding her business. Literally minding her business. And out of nowhere comes her ex, right? The wannabe black man, right? Putting her in one of his songs, right? That came from nowhere. And then here we have this post. Again, like, what's the issue? Because the issue can't just be, well, we know what the issue is. The issue is that she's married to a white man. And a lot of people are hurt by that. But that's tired. It's tired. And not only is it tired, it's like, okay, where is this same energy? If you're so-called pro-black, then be pro-black all the way. Don't just be pro-black when it comes to black men. Be pro-black when it comes to black women too, right? Be pro-black through and through. Don't be half pro-black one day, and then the next day that pro-black is thrown out the window because you're trying to make a point. And that's the problem. It's fakeness. It's fakeness, because if you're truly pro-black, then you don't care who it is, man or woman, right? You don't care celebrity or not. If they're married to a non-black person, then that's a problem, period, point blank. That's a true pro-black person, right? Not these halves. Okay, so my next thought in the next line in the post, where it says, Serena damn near became a whole white woman. This is the thing. Not only is it impossible for a black person to become white, it will never be allowed. All right? Remember, white people are the ones who tell black people who is black and who is not black. All right? The outdated one-drop rule that many black people still use right now today came from white people. Black people didn't create that. That was not a measurement of blackness that black people created. White people created that. And so white people are the ones who tell us who's black and who's not black. All right? For many black people still live by that one drop rule, but then they'll sit up and say, oh, well, white people, they not the standard, or we shouldn't be all these pro-black people. But the thing about it is, but y'all still running with what they set in place for you to live by, for you as a black person. They set that in place. That's the thing. That's why it's not logical. It just doesn't make sense. And if you use straight up common sense and logic, you can see this. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. So I want you guys to think about that, right? So again, because many black people still need to be educated by white people on who is black and who should be considered as black and who black people should not consider as black, Black people, many of us still live by what the white people tell us who's black and who's not. That's what we see. We're not capable of making up our own. We still have to live by something that was created and that's so outdated from many years ago, still right now today. All right. But the fact is that black people will never be allowed to become white, Asian, Hispanic, or whatever other kind of race. All right. Are those who might be able to pass? Are there some people that may be able to pass? Absolutely, there is. But being able to pass does not mean acceptance by the group. It doesn't mean that. It just means you're able to pass. But the minute that they find you out, guess what? They gonna throw that in your face. For example, Meghan Markle, right? She is a mixed race person who many people, because of the one drop rule, say, oh, well, she's black. She's a black woman. And this is the thing. We see how she's been treated. And if you really want to get technical, Meghan Markle is as close to becoming white as anybody could possibly be. All right. She married into complete and so-called pure whiteness. I said so-called. So-called. Follow me. Listen. Please don't jump into my comment section talking about, oh, well, they have black in their bloodline. I said so-called. All right. So-called whiteness, so-called purity, right? That's so-called the purest of pure that you could be, right? To many white people, all right? All right? All right? The royal family, all right? So just stay with me here. But again, passing does not mean acceptance, right? So Serena Williams, who does not have the same advantage as Meghan Markle, the skin tone, the mixedness, or anything like that, she definitely can't do it. But again, all this takes is common sense. I'm literally using common sense to basically bust the post wide open. It's just silly. And I probably shouldn't be spending time on this, but the reason why I am is because so many people actually think that this person made a point by posting this post. And this is why I said at the beginning, followers, unable to think, unable to break things down, use common sense and logic. They have to be told, just like many of us have to be told by white people what to accept, what not to accept, what's moral, what's not moral, what we should do, what we shouldn't do. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right. So this brings me to my last and final thought. All right. Which is the last and final line on the post where it says, y'all expect those who are black, pro-black, not to call that out, right? And this is the thing. What exactly is being called out? The fact that she is married to a white man and has a mixed race child with her husband. I mean, like, that's what married people do. They get with each other and they have babies. Like, what are you calling out? Because again, she's doing and has done what many black men do at a higher rate than any other group. So I don't understand. Like, what are you calling out? What's being called out, right? And this is the thing. He could be possibly calling out like the makeup, right? Whoever did the makeup on Serena just didn't do a good job. They did not match her tone. And, she likely had a non-black person probably putting on her makeup. And, if you don't have dark, heavily melanated skin, you really just don't know how to match somebody. And that takes skills and that takes time. Even many black women can't match their makeup because there are many black women who wear the wrong shade of makeup all the time. And then you have the different seasons. When it's summertime, you're darker. When it's wintertime, you're lighter. And so all black women who wear makeup, all right, black men, if you don't wear makeup, you can't tell a black woman what that is. Like, you just can't. And as a woman who at times wear a little bit of makeup, I can tell you that you have to buy different shades because in the summertime, you are darker. And in the wintertime, you're lighter. And one of the reasons why I don't allow people to put on my makeup, not unless it's like someone who is just, like really, really good is because that happens all the time. They get your shade wrong all the time. If you're not in the right lighting and you're doing your makeup in the bathroom, and this person really don't know your skin. It's a lot that goes into makeup. It's not as simple as many men would like to think that it is. But see, when you don't wear makeup and you think you know what you're talking about, then you end up looking like a fool. Now, that wig, it speaks for itself, right? So we can say about the makeup, we can say, oh, she probably had the wrong person putting on her makeup. Maybe she did it herself. Either way, it doesn't matter. It was the wrong shade. This woman, you can look at current pictures. This woman has not dyed her skin. So that's just not true. It looks to be more that she wore the wrong, shade of makeup, whether that was her putting it on or someone else putting it on. And then the wig. Now, many women choose the wrong wigs that do not, it's just not complimentary to their look. Many women choose the wrong hairstyles. It's just not complimentary to their look. And I think, again, that's what she did. She picked out a wig that she thought would look good, and then the makeup was all wrong, and it just didn't do good. It didn't do good. And this is why we have people that make money called stylists. And this is why everybody that you can think of has had a stylist at some point. From your Michael Jacksons to, your whomever. Everybody has had a stylist, right? This is why stylists, make, depending on who they're styling, make really good money. Is because that's what they do. Just because you're black doesn't automatically mean that you're able to style yourself and dress yourself and pick out the right, colors that go with your skin tones, or, that doesn't mean it. Pick out the right makeup. A lot goes into all of that. And again, unfortunately, maybe she's not good at that. I don't know. I don't know her. I don't know her personally. And I can guarantee you the person who posted this doesn't know her personally either. But again, I say, what are you calling out? That her makeup was bad? That her wig was bad? Okay. Okay, now what? All right, it's bad. You called it out. And I'm pretty sure there are things that can be called out about many others. About whether your teeth is crooked, the eyelash is too big, sitting on top of your face. You got the bald spot in the back or on the side that you're hiding with all that makeup and weave and whatever. Like, there's a lot to be said about many people as well. But guess what? They're not celebrities. They're not, on these big screens like Serena is. So nobody can really call that out. But anyways, that's all I have, you guys. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? Get down in the comment section. If you are new, go ahead and subscribe. If you're not new and you've come back, welcome back. Thank you for listening. And on that note, I'm out. Peace.